Long before the world knew of new continents, before any chains were forged, we were kings and queens, ruling lands of gold and wisdom. For centuries, the narrative of power, wealth, and civilization has been told through a singular lens, often overlooking the vibrant tapestries woven across the African continent. But in the heart of West Africa, amidst the shifting sands and ancient trade routes, a story of immense wealth, unparalleled power, and unwavering faith was forged. A story so grand, so awe-inspiring that it would echo through the annals of time, challenging the very notion of what was possible. This is the story of a man who would become a legend, a king whose riches would not only redefine the economic landscape of his era, but whose very journey would put an entire continent on the global map. His name was Musa, and he was not just a ruler. He was an architect of an empire, a patron of knowledge, and a devout leader whose influence stretched across continents. This is the story of Mansa Musa, the Lion of Mali.
We were great before America, kings and queens. You know we were the best. Diamonds and gold from Africa. Diamonds and gold from Africa.
The 14th century. While much of Europe grappled with the shadows of the Black Death and incessant feudal wars, a different narrative was unfolding in West Africa. Here, under the vast, sun-drenched skies, a golden age was not just dawning, it was blazing. The Mali Empire, a sprawling dominion of unparalleled wealth, profound knowledge and strategic power, stood at its zenith. It was a civilization that defied the simplistic narratives often ascribed to pre-colonial Africa, a testament to sophisticated governance, vibrant commerce, and intellectual prowess.
This gold, boy, it flows like the Niger itself. From the mines of Wangara, straight to our hands. No one controls the gold like Mali.
And the salt, Master. They say a block of salt is worth more than gold in some lands.
Indeed. This empire, it is built on more than just sand. It is built on the very veins of the earth and the wisdom of our ancestors.
This was no mere collection of disparate tribes. It was a meticulously organized empire, a beacon of civilization whose influence radiated across the continent and beyond. Its economic might was rooted in its strategic control over the trans-Saharan trade routes, particularly the lucrative exchange of gold from the south and salt from the north. These were the arteries of Mali's prosperity, pumping unimaginable riches into its coffers.
The Mali Empire was, without exaggeration, a superpower of its time. Its control over the gold and salt trade wasn't just about accumulation, it was about leverage. This gave them not only unimaginable wealth, but also immense political and cultural influence across North Africa, the Middle East, and even into Europe. They were a global player when many European states were still in their nascent stages.
From the bustling intellectual hubs of Timbuktu and Jenne, where scholars debated philosophy and astronomy, to the fertile banks of the Niger River, where life thrived in abundance, Mali was a land of opportunity. It was a melting pot of cultures, a nexus of trade, and a sanctuary of knowledge, challenging the very notion of what an empire could be. In 1312, the course of this magnificent empire was poised for a dramatic shift. The throne of Mali, a seat of immense power and responsibility, was left vacant under extraordinary circumstances. The reigning Mansa, Abu Bakr II, a ruler known for his insatiable curiosity and adventurous spirit, harbored a dream that transcended the known world.
The world is vast, and our knowledge is but a drop in the ocean. For too long, the great waters to the west have remained a mystery. I go now, not as a king, but as an explorer, to seek what lies beyond the horizon, to discover the limits of this great earth.
Your Majesty, the risks are immense. Who will guide Mali in your absence?
Musa, my trusted deputy, will ensure the empire's prosperity. His wisdom is as deep as the ocean I seek to cross.
Abu Bakr II embarked on an audacious expedition across the Atlantic, a journey from which he would never return. His disappearance left a void, a moment of uncertainty in the heart of the empire. But from this void, a new leader emerged, a man of profound vision, unwavering ambition, and deep faith.
The burden of the empire now rests upon your shoulders, young Musa. Are you ready to carry it?
I am. For Mali, for our people, and for the glory of Allah, I will lead. I will not just rule Mali, I will redefine its destiny, elevating it to heights previously unimaginable, etching its name and his own into the very fabric of global history.
For Mansa Musa, his immense wealth was not merely a symbol of earthly power, but a profound testament to his unwavering faith. As a devout Muslim, the call to perform the Hajj, the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca, was an obligation, a spiritual journey that every believer yearned to undertake. But for Mansa Musa, this was more than a personal spiritual quest. It was an opportunity to showcase the glory of his empire and the strength of Islam in West Africa to the entire world.
Faster! Every camel must be laden. The Mansa's journey must reflect the glory of Mali.
We will journey to the holy city not just as pilgrims, but as ambassadors of Mali. We will show the world the strength of our faith, the richness of our land, and the boundless generosity of our people.
In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on a journey that would etch his name into the annals of history and forever alter the perception of Africa. This was no ordinary pilgrimage. It was a procession of unimaginable scale, a spectacle of wealth and power that defied belief. Estimates vary, but chroniclers speak of a caravan comprising 60,000 souls, a moving city of courtiers, soldiers, scholars, merchants and servants, each playing a part in this grand endeavor. And at its heart, a treasure beyond comprehension. 100 camels, each laden with hundreds of pounds of pure gold, glittering under the desert sun.
Mother, look, so much gold. Is the Mansa truly that rich?
He is my son, and it is our gold, the gold of Mali. He shows the world our true worth.
The sheer amount of gold Mansa Musa took with him is staggering. To put it into perspective, if you were to try and calculate its modern-day value, accounting for inflation and the relative scarcity of gold at the time, you'd be looking at figures in the hundreds of billions of dollars. It's almost impossible to truly grasp the scale of that wealth, especially when considering the economic context of the 14th century. He wasn't just rich, he was, by many accounts, the richest individual in history.
When the golden caravan finally arrived in Cairo, the capital of the Mamluk Sultanate, the city was stunned into silence, then erupted in awe. The sight was unprecedented. Mansa Musa, with a generosity as vast as his wealth, began to distribute his gold freely. He gave to the poor, he gifted to officials, and he spent lavishly in the markets, buying souvenirs and supplies for his immense retinue.
Blessings upon the Mansa. This gold will feed my family for months.
Such generosity, I have never seen its like.
Never have I witnessed such a display of opulence. This king from the land of gold, he gives away wealth as if it were mere dust, scattering it with a joyous hand. The markets overflow, and the very air shimmers with the gleam of his generosity.
But his boundless generosity, a testament to his faith in the prosperity of Mali, had an unforeseen and dramatic consequence. The sheer volume of gold he injected into the Egyptian economy caused its value to plummet. Inflation soared, crippling the market for over a decade.
The price of everything, it's madness. This Mansa Musa has ruined our markets with his endless gold.
The world had just witnessed firsthand the economic power of the Lion of Mali, a power so immense it could inadvertently destabilize an entire regional economy. His pilgrimage was not just a spiritual journey, it was a geopolitical event, a declaration of Mali's prominence on the global stage. Mansa Musa returned from his monumental pilgrimage, not just with a renewed spiritual fervor, but with a grander vision for his empire. The journey had opened his eyes to the intellectual and architectural marvels of the wider Islamic world, and he was determined to bring that brilliance back to Mali. He returned not alone, but with a retinue of the brightest minds, architects, scholars, poets, and jurists, all eager to contribute to the blossoming of his kingdom.
We will build, Master Architect, structures that will stand for centuries, testaments to our faith and our knowledge.
It shall be done, Your Majesty. We will blend the traditions of Mali with the innovations we have witnessed, creating wonders.
And lead scholar, let the halls of Sankor overflow with wisdom, attracting minds from every corner of the earth.
The manuscripts we have acquired, the debates we have heard, they will ignite a new era of learning in Timbuktu.
The buildings constructed under Mansa Musa's reign, particularly in Timbuktu, are not just structures, they are statements. The Jingureber Mosque, for instance, is a masterpiece of Sahelian architecture, blending indigenous techniques with influences from North Africa and the Middle East. These weren't just places of worship, they were centers of learning, commerce, and community. They stand to this day as a testament to his vision, his patronage of the arts, and the sophisticated engineering capabilities of the Mali Empire.
Under Mansa Musa's unwavering patronage, Timbuktu blossomed into a legendary city of knowledge, a beacon of scholarship that rivaled the great universities of Cairo, Baghdad, and even those emerging in Europe. Its libraries, particularly the famed Sankore University, housed hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, covering subjects as diverse as astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, and theology. Students from across Africa and the Islamic world flocked to its hallowed halls, seeking wisdom and enlightenment.
We are not merely a kingdom of gold, though our riches are vast. We are, more profoundly, a kingdom of wisdom. Our true wealth is not just in the ground beneath our feet, but in the minds of our people, in the knowledge we cultivate, and in the truths we seek. This is the enduring treasure of Mali.
I have traveled far to learn here. The knowledge of Timbuktu is spoken of in every land.
Mansa Musa's reign marked the undisputed zenith of the Mali Empire. Though the empire would eventually face challenges and decline centuries later, his legacy, however, would endure, transcending time and geography. It is a legacy of unparalleled wealth, of profound faith, and of an unyielding commitment to knowledge and culture. It is a story that reminds us that long before the narratives of struggle and oppression, there existed a vibrant, powerful, and intellectually rich African past. Long before the world knew of new continents, before any chains were forged, we were kings and queens ruling lands of gold and wisdom. The story of Mansa Musa is not just a chapter in a forgotten past. It is a living testament to a heritage of greatness, a powerful counter-narrative to centuries of misrepresentation. It is a story of our heritage, a story of our potential, a story that reminds us that our history is not solely one of struggle, but of royalty, of innovation, and of profound human achievement. It is a legacy waiting to be reclaimed, a source of inspiration for generations to come.